Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from Arni's. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
The cloud. It's a beautiful Friday morning in West Lafayette. Maybe not so much where Tim Stratton's living, a little bit of rain up there, but it is also a beautiful morning because it's birthday number 43 for Tim Stratton, who needs no introduction to Purdue fans, a Mackey Award winner, a key player on Purdue's Rose Bowl team, and came to the Boilermakers in the first recruiting class right under Joe Tiller, redshirted a year, and then ended his eligibility in 2001. First of all, it's not possible you're 43, but happy birthday. All birthdays are good.
Oh, thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. Just another notch that I just keep my body. As soon as I hit 40, I felt like things were starting to slow down a little more and more, and it took me a little more time to recover after trying to play or try to do anything athletic anymore. Let's just say that.
Well, let me ask you what you try to do. And I want to get into the birthday traditions, but are you a workout guy? Do you still play basketball? What do you do to keep yourself in shape?
So I do a few things. So I play in our men's club at our parish. So the men's club basketball league, men's club softball league. There is a bowling league, but I don't have time for that because I'm usually also coaching. I'm coaching volleyball and basketball. Now I'm back to coaching football at the high school level. So, now that I'm around the weight room a little bit more with the older guys, it's, I'll get over there, not necessarily get on the bench and do crazy things, but, a lot of maintenance stuff that I did when I had surgeries, shoulder surgeries and, injuries in college that I just remember the training staff and Coach Lathrop helping me get through things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a good thing to be doing at any age. Tell me about that birthday traditions in the Stratton household growing up, or what may transpire today with family. What goes on? Do you have a special food that you eat, or a special thing that you do on that birthday?
Yeah, growing up, I was the youngest of the four kids in the house. So our mom would make your favorite meal.
Yeah, which was
that's always she made a Greek dish, Greek chicken dish, because we're half Greek.
Yeah.
And so I would usually request that with a lot of lemon, and then that was always a fan favorite. And then usually a turtle pie ice cream of some sort, because I was what my mom called husky growing up. So I really enjoyed my dad and I would sit there and eat ice cream together. So that was always fun.
Yeah. What and today with family, you got, it's the middle of July, but you've got a lot on your plate. So any celebration time today, or family vacations coming up that are part of this birthday?
You know what? Today I've got a few work things I got to get done in the morning, and then my sales team and I are going to go out and hit the golf course. Hopefully, if it dries up by 1:00, because we hit our number for the second quarter. So
good.
So ownership, which my owner Jeff Gradick is a Purdue alum, and so he felt to reward the sales team with a little golf outing, and it just so happened to be on my birthday. And then, so after that, then my family and friends are going to meet up at a local establishment not too far from here, and have a few cocktails to celebrate.
Yeah, tell me about a little bit about your workday in sales. You've done that a lot since your graduation. But a little bit about your work life and your family life too, and introduce your family to us.
Absolutely. So I'll start with the family. So I've got my wife, Amanda, almost 17 years. Our anniversary is on the 30th of this month.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter, Hayden, just graduated from Iowa. She's back home living at her mom's house, looking for a job here in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then our middle daughter, Ava, is going to be a sophomore at Marist High School, which just so happens to be the same school I'm coaching football at now.
Yeah.
And then she plays volleyball there. She's about a 6'1" outside hitter right now, our opposite side hitter. And then our youngest daughter, Maeve, is going into 7th grade. She is 12, and she is a bit of a multi-sport. She likes volleyball, golf, basketball, soccer. She kind of does a lot of different things, which I truly enjoy. It's been fun, for us as a family. It's been very busy. We had nationals this past summer for volleyball. And now we're kind of getting it back into the school sports and school seasons. So that's where the family is as of right now. And then from a work perspective, I work for a company called Filter Services. My owner again is Jeff Gradick. He's a Purdue alum, 94, I believe. And so I've been with the company almost 2 years. And we are an air filtration distributor here in Chicago. We also have an office in Indianapolis, Minneapolis, and then we're opening one in St. Louis. So that's been been a great time to be a part of this company and the growth that we're experiencing. And unfortunately, COVID has been, it's been devastating to a lot of people, but for our industry and what we do, indoor air quality has been, it's been a time to grow for us.
Yeah.
So that's been a great time and a great good location to be at. So that's kind of what I do. And then for what my particular role, I'm a sales manager that handles the mechanical contractors here in the Chicagoland market. And it's kind of fun because it's usually a lot of Purdue alum that are in this field, Purdue, U of I. Yeah. And so there's a lot of connections, that I'm able to make with certain people. And my brother-in-law that I played against in college, he played at U of I. So it's, when I bring up Jerry Schumacher to a lot of these guys too, so they always remember him. And so it's just a very small world when you really look at it. And it's been a great opportunity for me.
Yeah. And you had some success against the U of I, especially early your redshirt year in '98, you beat them, but 2001, they got the best of Purdue at a game in West Lafayette. But tell us about that. You've coached that coaching stuff in volleyball, and you got a daughter that's a very good volleyball player. And you're you're a football guy. You're an athlete. You've done other things. But how do you coach those? How do you coach those differently? It's a different, obviously, a wildly different sport, but very competitive kids. That it takes that competitive nature, one would think, to be at a high level in that sport, those sports.
Absolutely. It's, the demeanor you have to have with the kids from, coaching girls versus boys, and now, coaching women versus men. It's just a little more control, I guess, would have to be my, especially people that know me and knew me, through my career. But, at volleyball is one of my main loves. I was recruited in high school to play in college. Right. And back when I was skinny and walked in at 200 pounds freshman year at Purdue. But so I really enjoy the sport. I really love it. And for me, it's great to be able to teach the kids, the fundamentals of the game, also certain nuances of how to, what to do in certain situations, and really encourage the girls on that side of the sport. And then also just, always being supportive and being positive. I think too many coaches are, it's all about the wins. But if you don't look at what you did wrong and try to improve that, you're never going to get better. So you might play a weaker team, but then when you come against a strong team and you're not correcting the errors that you were making, it's not going to help the team going forward. So that from that aspect, when it comes to volleyball, it's been a great opportunity. I coach at the club level, I coach at the school level, and it's been a lot of fun. I've been coaching at my kids' grade school for the last 17 years since we moved down here, because I had older nephews and nieces that I coached as well. So that's been a lot of fun. And then when it comes to football, I was at St. Rita from 2009 to 2012, where Bruce Gaston was from. Yeah, I actually coached Bruce when he was there, and really enjoyed the coaching at the varsity level, because these are pretty much grown men at that point, and they were very respectful, they were very open to listening to my experiences and how I could teach them something that maybe another coach just didn't have that, not to say it's good or bad, but just didn't have that type of experience during a certain scenario. So that was a lot of fun. And then now I'm back at Marist High School, coaching there. I'm helping with the tight ends and then the offensive line. And so even though I didn't like to block in college, I know how to teach it. So
Yeah.
that one's for you, Coach Hope, because
Yeah.
we always butted our heads when it came to the pass pro and the run blocking. But yeah, so it's been so far. I've only been there. I started this past summer. This summer that we're dealing with right now, and we go back to camp next week. And it's been a lot of fun. It's also a lot of fun too, because some of the kids I coached at the grade school level at both my daughters' Catholic school, grade school.
Yeah.
So I was there for a few years in between. So it's nice to be able to have these kids back again, and plus get to know all these other kids that are friends with my girls, my daughter. So it's been a lot of fun. The coaches are great, very receptive. I'm one of the few guys that's actually not a Marist alum.
Yeah.
So I'm a what they call a public. So I went to York High School out in Elmhurst, and so it's been a lot of fun. The kids are very respectful. Yes sir, no sir, which I loved, and I wish I was more like that when I was a player. So yeah, it's been a great opportunity, and I'm really excited for this upcoming season.
And obviously, your days as a player, an All-American Mackey Award winner level player at Purdue, a personality too. You were an unbelievable personality, that was what made you interesting to fans. You used to throw. We still have great pictures of you throwing the football to fans before the game, but also the famous helmet incident in 2000. I still would love to see you in NIL days. But tell me just about that love for playing, that personality you brought, and what you do when you talk to kids today. I mean, you had a love for playing the game too, and it showed. That is part of it. Maybe some things you did you wouldn't necessarily want to repeat. We're all that way. But to tell you how you incorporate just that passion for playing and for being a personality, and how that can really help you as an athlete.
I think what a lot of people didn't realize back maybe when I was playing is that I was a student of the game.
Yeah.
I understood, recognizing defenses, but also knowing where everyone was offensively. So knowing their responsibilities, knowing on routes where guys were going to be, especially with certain route combinations, you wanted to know if you had to be, hitting that hot route as the dig route's coming behind and the post is coming behind. So you wanted to make sure you knew on a cover 2, cover 3, cover 4 scenario, cover 1, man free, whatever the scenarios were, where your opportunities were going to be to, give your team the best opportunity to either get a first down, score, whatever the case may be. And so what I try to tell the kids that I'm coaching nowadays is that, yes, I was kind of if you read about me, or if any of these kids read about me online, I was kind of a free spirit and, did whatever I wanted to do. And there's sometimes when I look back and say, gosh, I wish I was a little bit more,
Sure,
serious, but at the same time, I don't know if I would have been the same type of player.
Yeah.
And so, but I always tell the kids, I go, listen, don't let anyone outwork you. Don't let anyone out, game you, so to speak, and you make sure you know your responsibilities and know everyone else's responsibilities, because that's going to make you more of a valuable player and person to this team. So when it comes to studying film, studying our, the game plan, studying defensive, tendencies, I think is a big thing for us. It was for me as well. Coach Cheney was awesome about that. Coach Hope was awesome about putting the plans together. And it really, I think, instilled in, for me, how to help these kids anticipate more instead of reacting on the field. And I think that's been, if you can be a little bit more proactive versus reactive, I think it only makes you and your team better. And granted, and having obviously the O-line we had at Purdue was phenomenal. In my opinion, probably the best O-line in the history of Purdue. But and then you have some random guy, number 15, that's throwing you the ball, kind of helps too. So it was it was a great experience then, and I just try to parlay that into coaching now, to just let these kids know, hey, listen, work hard, study hard, make sure you're lifting the weights, because as Coach Lathrop always said, the woulda, shoulda, coulda. Don't be that woulda, shoulda, coulda guy at the end of your years here. Which I think when I spoke at the kickoff luncheon, maybe, wow, I can't remember how long ago that was. But,
about 8 to 10 years ago,
Yes, thank you. So, I kind of felt like I was that woulda, shoulda, coulda guy. Like I wish I would have, lifted a little bit more and done the right things a little bit more. But at the same time, everything happens for a reason, and I'm happy to be where I'm at right now.
At age 43, and on birthdays or days to reflect, talk about, and I don't mean to put you on the spot because it's hard to say just one person, but maybe somebody that transformed, whether it would be a coach, whether it be number 15, I don't know who it really that is a day-to-day person that says, this guy is in my head a little bit or in my ear about how I live my day-to-day from your Purdue experience. Is there any one person or a couple folks that really had that impact on you?
You know, I would probably say Coach Chaney was probably the biggest impact. I was with him the most. You know, he kind of became like a second father to me. He knew that, yes, I had my, you know, ways of doing things, but he was also open to, you know, I remember when I first got there, and it was, I think my redshirt freshman year, excuse me, where I'm supposed to be next to Gorin, and I'm trying to get out on a route, and I can't get off, I can't get off the line. The D end is just jamming me up. I was only 235 pounds starting at tight end at that point. So I had mentioned after a few times in film where he was like, wow, Tim, you're getting punked. You're getting, what's going on here? I said, Coach, what if I just stood up and, flexed out a couple yards, kind of go back to my receiver days? And he's like, if it means you getting out on the route quicker, then do it. Like, do whatever's going to help you get to where you need to be. And that kind of started that whole, not necessarily next to the tight end or next to the tackle, but not necessarily the receiver. So that in the middle spot, and I didn't look like the Iowa tight ends that just stood there like this. But, at the same time, so him giving me the flexibility and just kind of knowing my personality and how to work with me, I think was very beneficial. And then also, I really think Coach Hope was a big influence on me as well. Like I said, I know he didn't necessarily like the fact that I didn't block, as well as I should have or cared to. But just his personality, you would go to, he would fight for him. I love the guy. He's just a great guy. And then last but not least, I think Coach Tiller. I mean, as most people probably think we had a tumultuous relationship, that's really not the case.
No, understood.
He was great because he was a very hands-off coach when it came to positions. And I thought that was hugely beneficial. He never overarched and got involved into a position group or anything, or, anything like that. His only thing was about, snapping. And of course, when he found me messing around in practice one day, long snapping, and then I had to do it against Michigan, and then that year, that kind of stunk. But I really enjoyed our relationship because it was kind of a give and take, and he'd make fun of me, I'd make fun of him, and it was, I think, a mutual love. And so I think he was also a big factor in my experience as well.
Yeah, I think about the common thread, especially with Chaney and Tiller. Intellectually, they would challenge you in every way, not only just in football, and Danny Hope too, obviously, but they get guys that would challenge you, not just on what you did in the football field, but to think about what you're doing everywhere. And that can't help but have an impact. All right. You would play well in Jeff Brom's offense. Jeff Brom has a couple really good tight ends, one being Payne Durham and Garrett Miller as well. Tell me about what you see about Purdue football. You obviously pay attention as much as you can, and you're down here from time to time, but it'd be a fun offense to play in, I would think.
I would love to play for it. Actually, I had a tight end at St. Rita, Tim Gorski, that played for Coach Brom at Western Kentucky. So, when he told me when he was at St. Rita and was going to play for Western Kentucky, he's like, they just moved up, got new facilities. You're going to love this offense, coach. When I actually was able to watch a few of the games at Western Kentucky, I said, wow, that's exactly kind of what we did. And so when Coach Brom was hired on, I really thought, and I really do think still that it's a great offense. I like the schemes that they run. I love the fact that Durham is a strong tight end. Garrett Miller, I think we've got a ton of potential there. I would like to see us, maybe get a little bit more consistent at the O-line level. And really, I think quarterback wise, skill position wise, we're bringing in good talent. So I would love to see, and granted, I don't necessarily focus on the defense as much, just from my own background. But from what I noticed, we were at the Purdue Northwestern game last year at Wrigley. Which was what a great experience. I was so jealous that it would have been an awesome opportunity to do that. But I think Coach Brom's got him going in the right direction. I think his like I said, his leadership's been great. I know he's brought in a few new coaches, I believe. or has been kind of moved around a little bit. So I'm excited to see where we're going to be. I believe we are a dark horse in the West Conference, which I think we should be a front runner in the West Conference, or the West side of the conference. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen for the kids this year, and we're going to try and get down there when we can. It's always a challenge with our kids' schedules, so we'll see.
Yeah, and of course, the Chicago area former walk-on quarterback Aiden O'Connell's not too bad either. What a great story he's been, and that also is part of it. All right, we're going to let you get back to work. You got a busy day. We always enjoy your, even from the days of Gold and Black, you brought a lot of life to our product over the years, and we've enjoyed it a great deal, and we're grateful for our relationship with you. But most of all, hope you have a great day with you and your family, and get a little work done on the golf course, or at least get your golf round in. I hope that happens for you as well. But Tim, thanks so much, and happy birthday to you. And we'll look forward to seeing you in West Lafayette before long.
Awesome. Thank you, Alan, and Boiler up.